located at 101 Auburn Avenue, Northeast Atlanta, Georgia, 3033, found in the historic Auburn Avenue District. An experience awaits you. In a conversation with the library's Community Dialogue and Discussion every Wednesday at 6. A documentary highlighting the history of gospel music, the Emmanuel AME church shooting, and an exploration of traditional burial and funeral practices will be screened. December the 4th, Rejoice and Shout. December the 11th, Emmanuel Baptist, as well as December the 18th, Homegoing. Our lecture and book signing programs include Shelter in the Time of Storm, How Black Colleges Foster Generations of Leadership and Activism, December the 8th at 3 o'clock, for a historical cultural celebration. A live stream performance of Gilman Mata, Sunday, December the 6th at 9 a.m., and our annual Kwanzaa celebration, December the 30th, 3 o'clock on a Monday. For more information, 404-613-4010 or afpls.org/AARL.
I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break the chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things that I should say. Say them loud, say them clear, for the whole round world to hear. I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart. Remove all the bars that keeps us apart. I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you'd see and agree every man should be free. I wish I could give all I'm longing to give. I wish I could live like I am longing to live. Wish I could do all the things that I can do. Though I'm way overdue, I'd be starting anew. I wish I could fly like a bird in the sky. How sweet it'd be if I could fly. I'd soar to the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing, 'cause I know how it feels to be free. I wish I could give all I'm longing to give. I wish I could live like I am longing to live. Wish I could do all the things that I can do. Though I'm way overdue, I'd be starting anew. I wish I could fly like a bird in the sky. How sweet it'd be if I could fly. I'd soar to the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing, 'cause I know, yes, I'd sing, 'cause I know, yes, I'd sing, 'cause I know how it feels to be free. How it feels to be free.
You're listening to WRFG. Tonight's program is on the Southern Truth and Reconciliation. I'm Mark. The show is called What the Folk. It's on the second and fourth Tuesday of each month. And I am trying to play some music here on CD, so I'm going to give this another shot and see if I can get this to do right. So let's see if we can do it. Goodness. I do not know why this isn't working, but one more shot. Nope. All right. No deal. Okay. Let me see if I could play something from this other CD. What is it doing? At any rate, let me play an announcement for you, and we'll see if we can get these other things working.
Hey now, this is Russ Still. I want to invite you to WRFG's Ormwood Opry and Holiday Buffet coming up Saturday, December the 7th. Our occasional concert series returns to the Ormwood Church for an evening of fine food and great music. We'll be starting the night with the acoustic folk blues of Veronica Jackson.
I'm going down that long, long highway.
Next is Mandy Stakota. You're going to be mighty impressed with her.
These shoes keep good time. My earrings are in key.
We'll round out the evening with Atlanta's finest Cajun, Zydeco, and blues band, The Hair of the Dog. Did somebody mention food? You can help yourself to a holiday feast, and it doesn't matter whether you're a meat eater, a vegan, or a vegetarian. You'll have plenty of dishes to choose from. So join us Saturday, December the 7th for WRFG's Ormwood Opry and Holiday Buffet. Buffet will open at 5 p.m. with live music from 5:30 until 9 o'clock. Tickets for the Opry and Buffet are only $20 at the door. Kids under 12 get in and eat for free. We'll have beverages and homemade desserts for sale, along with a silent auction and a musical raffle. The Ormwood Church is located at 1071 Delaware Avenue, Atlanta 30316. As always, proceeds benefit WRFG 89.3 FM. We are your independent community radio station for progressive information and hand-picked quality music.
That should be a great event coming up on the 7th. It just so happens that the person we just heard from, Veronica Jackson, is going to be there as well. So hopefully you folks will be able to come out and give a participation here in community radio and community events and music and what have you. Are you guys ready? Because I don't have anything else queued up, so I'm hoping you are ready.
Oh, yes.
So,
definitely.
Yeah. So we were going to talk about some other things, and Trent, why don't you take the lead here?
Okay, all right. Continuing with the work going on right here in Central Georgia, we just talked about the Fulton County Coalition. Also in Georgia, in Central Georgia, in the greater Atlanta area, is an EJI partnered coalition called the DeKalb County Remembrance Project. And it is directly tied to the NAACP DeKalb County. So in this case, the NAACP DeKalb County saw the vision with EJI and jumped into a partnership work. And so we have here with us someone who I will let you tell about herself, but she is the director of the Shambhala Center, Meditation Center of Atlanta, which is a part of the coalition. In some cases, as in the case of DeKalb County, the coalition consists of organizations. In other cases, more like Fulton County, it consists of some organizations organizations, but more so individuals. And so this is one of the key leaders, and I'll let her tell you a little bit about herself as she talks about what is happening with DeKalb County. Sue Gilman.
Thank you, Trent. So I'm going to start with something that has nothing to do with any of this, and that is the fact that a very dear friend of mine, whose name is Peggy Robinson, was in the 1970s the DJ for a folk program on WRFG radio for years.
Wow.
And so when I heard
Talk
this was
about full
happening,
circle.
I know, I got so excited, and I started thinking back about that time. And her story's a wonderful one, too. We we were co-workers at Turner Broadcasting in the 70s when it was just a little UHF TV station. Exactly, that's right. And we worked together for a number of years, and she was here at RFG, and then she went on to become a senior producer at the McNeil Lear News Hour, where she stayed until last year. She finally retired. So I don't know, it just, when this all came up, I went, oh gosh, that was Peggy's show back in the day.
That is.
So,
that is history.
to come back to the topic at hand, yes, I am. I was trying to think when I was listening to everybody else, I was trying to think how my connection with the DeKalb Remembrance Project started, and I can't remember. I am the director, as Trent said, of the Atlanta Shambhala Center, which has been around for 40 years, and these days is in the city of Decatur. And I'm also on the board of Compassionate Atlanta. And Compassion Atlanta is also part of the DeKalb Coalition. So I don't know. I can't remember how I learned about the Remembrance Project. Yeah, I just don't know anymore how it came. But the minute I understood what was going on, I said, okay, I've got to figure out how I can be involved in this. For a number of years, a number of years ago, I was the executive director of the Wren's Nest House Museum, which is in West End and was the home of Joel Chandler Harris, who is the person who back in the 1800s wrote down the Br'er Rabbit stories. And so it was really during that time that I realized for myself personally that I was ready and able to address the issues of race and really begin to do some work in that area for myself personally, and then also through the Wren's Nest. And so we began there to put together some conversations about race, and just really small circles of multiracial conversations. And that went on for a while. And then when I left the Wren's Nest, and there was a little break, and then I became the director in Shambhala, we did some of that same work at the Shambhala Center. So there was, to me, a really natural relationship between this project, the DeKalb Remembrance Project, and what we were doing at the Shambhala Center, and of course the relationship with Compassion in Atlanta. So the DeKalb Remembrance Project, should I talk about that for a minute and tell people a little bit about what that's been doing?
Absolutely.
So Teresa Hardy is the president of the DeKalb NAACP, and they're the drivers of this project for sure. But it is a coalition of like a lot of really incredible groups and organizations in the city.
Compassionate Atlanta,
Compassionate
like you said,
Atlanta, FAMA, Faith Alliance of Metro Atlanta, Emory is involved in many different ways. Shambhala Center, Agnes Scott, Georgia State. Yeah, so it's a really broad coalition. Absolutely. I like that. It's a very broad coalition, and so we're a lot of work has been done. We officially launched in October with a beautiful, beautiful interfaith event at the old DeKalb Courthouse in downtown Decatur. And it was, I'm not going to go into all the details of the things that happened there, but it was an absolutely beautiful event. And so that was the official launch of this project. And so there are all kinds of initiatives that are underway. Agnes Scott is basically running this series of interviews with older black people in the city to record conversations with them about their experience and things that they remember. And I haven't had a report lately on where that is, but I know that project is underway. There are some writing projects with high schools and some of the colleges in DeKalb County. And then we are so thrilled that about 3 weeks ago, I guess, we got the final word and made the date for when we will place the marker in DeKalb County, and that's going to happen on the square in Decatur, and it is on Sunday, March 29th. So, excuse me, put that on your calendars, because it's going to be, the event itself is still very much in the planning stages, but we know, some of the things that we're going to do for that event, but it'll be a beautiful thing. And the DeKalb project is really masterminded and driven by Dee Smith, who is I can't even think, what is Dee's title, Trent, at the NAACP? I'm not sure I even know.
I know it has to do with litigation. It's she works with their over there, I think, litigation and sort of an extension of the legal project that the NAACP does. But in any case, So I think that one of the things, and I just wanted to say here, and this might not have been, we just got into it and really started having some fun here. But one of the focuses of STAR is to shine the light of a nighttime star on the work that is being done in your community and then in other parts of the country as well. And so we are actually in a part of a campaign during this part of the year where we raise funds, and we call it A Brighter Star. And a part of what we're committed to do is not just talk about what STAR does, but again, shining the light on the work that is being done around race and reconciliation and remembrance. And that's why we made sure to have all these folk in here tonight to talk about that. I did want to say, too, if you're listening and want to follow up more on this, our website is southerntruth.net. STAR's website is southerntruth.net, and we'll be talking a little bit more about an event that we have in December, and we have an art auction, and one of our co-directors, Andy, who you met, Dr. Andy, Dr. Andrew Sheldon, is also an artist, a very accomplished artist. And he will be auctioning his work along with the work of one of our youth activists, which we are going to talk about after our next break. But I did want to take this to do our station ID and direct you to the website where you will learn more about what we're doing with our event at the end of the year, which is a film screening and art auction, and your ability to tap into the art starting next week, which is Giving Tuesday. We'll talk more about that, but just wanted to put that out there. And the other connection is that we will be having this event at the Shambhala Center.
We are delighted.
Yes, yes, we always have a good time there, which we did in one of the two sessions that STAR did, reconciliation sessions that STAR did with DeKalb County. So we did 4 between the months of August and October. And, I will let Doug and I will let Sue talk a little bit about those sessions that we did, now that we kind of know the work that we're doing. And then I think we'll be ready for another break. And then we have a wonderful treat for you after this. So, Sue, would you like to talk a little bit about those sessions that we had?
Yeah. So it was in one of the DeKalb remembrance meetings that you and I first met, Trent.
Yes.
And I became aware then of the work that STAR was doing. And it's just my personal feeling that one of the really effective ways that we can move towards racial reconciliation in this country is by having conversations with one another and coming together and talking and really looking at our experience and what's going on with us, and having ways to learn about each other and one another's experience. In segregated Atlanta, that has always been, I'm of a certain age, that has always been an issue. And so to break those walls down, I think, is one of the really important things that we can do today. And so when I first learned about STAR, I was thrilled that this is exactly what STAR does. And so very happy that we were able to put together a couple of sessions. We did one at Emory, and we did one at the Atlanta Shambhala Center. I think those were the only 2 that I had the opportunity to attend. And when we were in both times we had, 30 plus people attended, black people, white people of many colors of people, actually. And Dr. Thee ran those sessions in both cases, and I thought it was wonderful. I want to do them monthly.
Yes, well, we are definitely going to do more. That's a part of our agenda for next year. And I think one of the DeKalb ones we did at Emory, and the second one.
That's true, and I just wanted to say, Sue, see, in Fulton County, we had those trainings as well, with Thee and Trent, and they're fantastic in terms of opening people up in a safe environment where we're developing skills to be able to not only talk with each other, but how to engage people who are still real vulnerable.
Yes.
They're reluctant, and it's the shock, the denial, and it's just embedded. And what we're doing is we're starting to see resistance simply as vulnerability.
Yes.
And how do we work with people's vulnerability, whether it's shame, guilt, or whatever. And
it's so important. It's so important. Every piece of this work of racial healing is important. Whether it is storming the courthouse, whether it is organizations ranging from Black Lives Matter to All Lives Matter to everything in between matters. We need all of this. And so this piece, this focus is definitely on the healing and on our assistance in coalition building, in the organizing process of strengthening these coalitions. This piece is a piece of what we're raising funds for at the end of the year. It's a piece of what we do. A very important second piece of what we do, and is sort of a segue after some more music into our other treat is our youth activism. We've got some youth activists in the studio tonight.
Yeah, so a lot more to talk about, but we're going to play some music right now.
Bury me deep at the end of Chestnut Street, so I can hear old number 9 as she comes rolling by. Freight train going so fast. Freight train going so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't know what route I've gone. They won't know what route I've gone.
Stand by. We're here. Veronica Jackson playing a very traditional song, Elizabeth Cotton tune, Freight Train. And this is What the Folk on WRFG 89.3 on your dial or WRFG.org. This is What the Folk. I'm Mark, and we have a lot of great people in the studio this evening, and they have made life kind of easy for me in the sense that they have a lot to talk about amongst themselves to tell you what they do, and we're making a little shift right now in people in front of the mics, and Trent, maybe you can tell us a little bit about what we're going to talk about now with these young folks.
Okay, absolutely. We started off again at the top of the show talking about STAR's history and what we've done in the realm of building coalitions who are in the work of recognizing, remembering racial violence and addressing its present-day effects through a very deliberate healing process with coalitions who have set out to recognize these events with markers and with soil collections and memorials, mostly in relationship with the Equal Justice Initiative. And so it's a continuous work. It's a tough work building these coalitions and doing this recognition. One of the things that brings extreme joy to this process is the fact that we have been able to develop an internship program, a high school internship program, where we are developing youth activists. And so that is the second piece of what we are raising funds for at the end of this year, is for the internship program and the scholarship fund that we are developing to both assist the coalitions and to award these young adults for all that they're doing. And so we have two of those activists with us here. We have 10. STAR has 10 youth activists as a part of its internship program. This is the future. I told them in a workshop we had this weekend that they're the future, but they're actually the present.
Trent, and I'm really looking forward to hearing these young women talk about their involvement and what it's like to see things, fresh. Yes. Not only what's going on now, but history. Yes. But maybe as another part of the introduction, you might tell people how they can volunteer, how they can get involved, how they can become activists, how they can get trained.
Absolutely. It all starts, thank you for that, Mark. It all starts with our website. We're trying to make that the center of our universe. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, we've got Instagram. What else do we have, y'all?
Well, we're in the process of making a YouTube, actually. Yes. But yes, for now we have Instagram at Southern Truth AR on Instagram. That's Southern Truth in the two letters AR. And we have Twitter and Facebook.
Okay, that was one of our activists, y'all. But that's how you get engaged. Go to our website. It will give you the information, and we are building towards a kickoff of our the full campaign, which is going to kick off on the 3rd, and we are entering all of our membership levels and opportunities for involvement